This episode is brought to you by Dashlane. Try Dashlane Premium free for 30 days at dashlane.com/infographics and never forget another password and keep all your online accounts secure. Do you consider yourself successful? If not, we might know your problem. It turns out you could be making critical mistakes each and every day, beginning in the early morning. Many of the people who accomplish amazing things have habits that begin right when they emerge from under their warm, toasty blankets. The act of getting up alone is a challenge for many of us because, let's face it, why would we want to move when our beds are just so amazingly comfortable? And that might be part of the problem for the ever so slightly less successful of us. So, as we just mentioned, while getting up first thing may not be pleasant for us, it's not very difficult for the highest echelons of society. Even Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, is busy doing all these life-altering things each and every day, yet gets up without any issue each morning. And her days must be stressful and exhausting. We all know if Facebook ceased to exist, billions of people might just lose their minds without the ability to post a selfie or status update. Yet no matter how jam-packed her schedule may be, making sure all goes according to plan, she wakes up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the mornings. So what's her secret? According to Sandberg, it's a lot of high-quality shut-eye. Sandberg turns off her phone so she's not disturbed or awakened during the night. Things like practicing relaxation techniques, dimming the lights, and going to bed earlier rather than later also help her body adapt to a predictable sleeping pattern. As a result, she gets more restful sleep. So while you worked, partied, or watched trashy but oh-so entertaining TV until the break of dawn, Sandberg did not. And while you grunt and groan and feel a little like you're dying on the inside as you get up, Sandberg doesn't. Now, who do you think will be more productive once awake? Sandberg, without a doubt. Sandberg's up and moving metaphorical mountains while we're struggling just to keep our eyelids from closing. And that's after our third alarm started to go off. Now, as they say, timing is everything. When it comes to high achievers, this is no exception. The successful also don't sleep in. And by sleep in, we mean get up later than 6. Oprah Winfrey is up by 6 and at work by 6:30. Bill McNabb, Vanguard Group Chairman, is awake by 5 and at work by 6:15. Caroline Burkle, an Olympic medalist, rises and shines at 5:30 in the morning and doesn't even need an alarm to be up and at 'em. These are just a few examples of a popular trend among the most successful. Further, unlike you and I who may run frantically around because, let's admit it, we pushed it to the absolute max by sleeping to the last minute, these early risers take their time in the morning. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter and Square, has a quite relaxing ritual. He exercises and boosts the heart rate and follows this by some enjoyable meditation. Only after he's done with both does he go to buy his coffee and breakfast. Then there's us. We wander around like zombies with arms outstretched searching for that cup of joe and drink the whole thing, possibly two, before we can begin to function. And this is on the most basic of levels. But as we just mentioned, high achievers do it differently. Shonda Rhimes, the executive producer of Scandal and Grey's Anatomy, wakes up and has a little dance party. That's right, soon after Rhimes gets out of bed, she grooves to some Beyoncé. Tim Cook, Richard Branson, and Bob Iger also get up early to fit their exercise in, all before 6 a.m. Turns out, movement in the early hours is good for the brain, not to mention your emotions and well-being. Surprisingly, instead of making you tired, it gives you more energy. You're also much more likely to work out earlier in the day than later in the afternoon. In other words, it makes you healthier. Many follow an invigorating workout with some calming activities. The CEO of LinkedIn benefits from meditation and finds that it gets his brain functioning on a higher level and at a greater capacity. Research has proven that meditation also reduces stress, strengthens emotional intelligence, and enhances focus. In other words, the smartest among us get that boost in the morning by doing other things than over-caffeinating. Of course, a peaceful night's sleep and not waking up 5 minutes before you're supposed to be somewhere else may also make that caffeine a tad less necessary. And how many of us are in such a rush that we don't even bother to grab breakfast, or else bypass healthier options in favor of something less nutritious but faster? This is yet another mistake. Richard Branson, the man behind the Virgin Group, is a renowned healthy eater. His dish of choice is fruit mixed with muesli, or a cereal typically chock full of oats, seeds, nuts, and dried fruits like raisins. This makes all the difference. While your brain is running on empty, Branson's brain is rejoicing with boundless energy. Not to mention whole grains like oats are generally slower to digest, and so provide continuous energy over a longer period of time. A healthy breakfast also boosts short-term memory and enhances concentration. The most successful don't forget snacks either. Again, these must be healthy to help stabilize blood sugar and provide a good source of energy. By doing this, it ensures the brain still has fuel throughout the day. But this all-day success depends on the correct planning in the morning. They know the wrong plan, or worse, no plan, can result in less than optimal performance, and that is the opposite of what got them their high-end position. While they do make time for breakfast and snacks, important people don't waste effort at the start of the day. To them, time spent choosing the best clothes to wear is not time well spent. To the most successful, they're selective when they choose what to worry about, and the right shoes or pants don't make the cut. Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, the famous founder of Facebook, often rocks a casual look with jeans and a sweatshirt. This is a conscious choice. He finds life is simpler by wearing the same thing, and instead saves his decision-making abilities for much more important decisions. Picture Steve Jobs. What is he wearing? That's right, his iconic black long-sleeved shirt, medium-rise jeans, and New Balance sneakers. This, again, was no accident. Now, the message here isn't to throw away all your clothes in favor of denim and tennis shoes. Rather, it's to realize that agonizing over your look each and every day is a waste of energy. Try changing it up so that it's simpler for you. Once you do this, you can focus on the things that matter significantly more. Now, though brilliant and accomplished people might start their day with some self-care and relaxation and avoid overanalyzing their clothing, they certainly get down to business when it's time to. It all starts with a plan. After all, without a plan, you could find yourself wasting time, backtracking, or losing track of what it was you were trying to accomplish in the first place. This obviously is not what you would consider success. Even Benjamin Franklin, way back in the day, knew this and got up at 4 a.m. every day for scheduling purposes. The founder of the Huffington Post sets her priorities early as well. That is, of course, after some exercises. By doing this, she can knock everything out one after the other, wasting no time in misdirection or indecision. It's also easier to focus on what needs to get done and not get distracted by other things, such as checking your Twitter or Facebook, or playing with the latest Snapchat filter, or eavesdropping on what the people next to you are saying, or wondering what the people across the room are doing. Pretty much anything. That's precious time wasted that could have been spent doing many more productive, though we might add significantly less entertaining things. This plan that's made is often organized by type of activity. Some know that doing things that are the hardest first when they still have the most energy and focus is what works best for them. Others prioritize things by importance. Still, others do what's fastest and easiest first and save the more complex tasks for later. The creator of the Happiness Project, Gretchen Rubin, has a plan that works best for her. This begins with checking into and responding to social media and email. Then she moves on to the things that are more difficult after. And what's a plan without a picture? That's right, the most successful mentally go over all they've planned and visualize what the day would optimistically be like if all went as scheduled. A few minutes of this is all it takes to feel better and be more confident in what will happen for the rest of the day. It's all about seeing it and believing it. They may also be able to knock it all out faster once they get started. While there's a good old debate on whether or not multitasking helps or hurts progress, Bill Gates is a notorious multitasker. Few would say that he doesn't get things done exceptionally well, as he gets his workout in via treadmill all the while he's watching DVDs. This is a great example of doing things that need to be done simultaneously without impacting your efficiency. Exercising while learning important information at the same time is only a win-win scenario. Not to mention, when it's fresh in your mind in the morning, your brain will continue to go over what you've learned during the rest of the day. Multitasking like this is just one more way the smart get even smarter from the start of each morning and throughout the rest of the day. So now that you know the early habits of Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Shonda Rhimes, and others like them, have you thought about the changes you should make to your own morning routine? Now that you're on the path to success and the amazing riches that come with it, it's time to protect your online accounts. So when you're inevitably targeted by those jealous and less successful hackers and haters, they won't be able to log into your bank account when they figure out just one of your passwords. That's because Dashlane will set you up with automatically generated passwords for each different account. And with your own VPN and breach alerts to let you know if your info's been compromised, Dashlane is the one and only tool you need to keep you safe online. Dashlane has saved us a few times already, and if you want to be on the safe side as well, I suggest you start using it as soon as possible. Head on over to www.dashlane.com/infographics for a free 30-day trial. And if you use the coupon code Infographics, you can get 10% off a premium subscription today. Have you thought about the changes you should make to your own morning routine? Some people say that success isn't something you're born destined for, but rather the result of the many decisions you make. Do you agree with them? Do you think it's worth sleeping more, exercising first thing, eating the best breakfast, and getting more organized to see where these things can take you? Let us know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video called I Slept 3 Hours a Day for a Week and This Is What Happened. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.